Hi guys, welcome back to Iconic, the podcast with me, Lynda Stretton. I'm a transformational healer, a new paradigm business coach, 6'2" projector, and a marketing consultant to forward-thinking brands. And this is going to be a micro episode. It's not an official episode, but it's something I want to speak into. And I just feel like this is my home to come and chat. So tell you a quick story. So last week, I been on a walk and I got back and I started making tea and I was chopping carrots and a new offer downloaded into my field. I had absolutely no intention of launching anything new until January 2023. I actually feel like I was going into a little bit of a kind of retreating kind of winter season where I wasn't going to be taking on many more clients and there were definitely not going to be any more offers landing because it's been a really big year and I felt like I wanted to go into that cocoon. Anyway, this offer downloaded out of nowhere and it lit me up and I felt so excited and so activated. And I was like, no, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. So what came in and as I was in flow state, so this is something that I really recommend we try to do. So that's why I make that point. I went on a walk, I came back, I was chopping carrots, both real flow state activities. And it's when we're in this flow state that we can connect to spirit and we can get these downloads, these clear messages come through of actions we should take. And this is what we call inspired action in manifestation. So manifestation doesn't happen just by thinking we want something and like repeating affirmations or all those different things. Manifestation happens in a body. So we need to feel so we can become an energetic match for what we want. But we also need to take inspired action. So that's not just like force doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff and like hustling, forcing. It is, okay, this feels really activating, exciting. This feels really good. I'm going to take that action, see where it takes me. Anyway, so this inspired action came through. It was like this new offer. And what came through really clearly was this thought of so many people as we head into Q4. So, you know, different people work with different years in their businesses, but from a calendar year perspective, Q4 starts in October. It's the last quarter of the year. And as we head into Q4, firstly, it's a huge quarter for sales because obviously it's running up to Christmas. So it's generally a really, really big time for businesses. But it's also the end, it's also like the end of 2022. And so what people can do is they can either kind of get to this stage and kind of think, oh, I'll just give up and I'll start again in January. You know, it's like, well, you know, I really want that thing. I'm going to wait for January. It'll be a New Year's resolution. Then I'm going to go for it. And yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I went, they can either, and then I was going to say another point and it's gone, but I'm sure it'll come back to me later. Anyway, I was thinking about coming into Q4, end of year. Oh yeah, end of year and like people driving sales. But what I was also more importantly thinking of, how many people are now going into Christmas thinking, am I going to get the time off between Christmas and New Year? Am I going to have to work New Year's Eve? Am I going to have to do this? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I worked last Christmas, I should get this one off. Or I didn't work last Christmas, I'm probably going to have to work this Christmas, all this kind of thing. How many people are sick of working for someone else and making money for other people and actually just want to go into their business, but kind of keep making the excuses not to do it? And it'll be like, oh, like I don't want to do this, but like it's too hard. I've got a full-time job and I can't do them alongside each other. How will I even have time? If I start doing this, I won't have time to do anything else. And I don't want it enough. I won't bother, because that's essentially what it is. It's like, I don't want it enough. I won't bother. And so fun story. I qualified as a nutritionist in 2006. And it took me till 2020 to launch my business. And at this time, when I was first studying, I was going to be a PT and I was going to be a nutritionist and I was doing my PT course certification in LA. And I was like going to be like this like famous nutritionist stroke personal trainer. And it got round to it. And I lost the guts. Like I just didn't dare do it. And I had all these stories going in my head. It's like, it's not a reliable source of income. You need to be in like a stable job and you know exactly what you're going to make each month and you'll have security and then you'll get your pension and all these other stories coming up that were obviously very familiar in my whole household growing up, because obviously my parents grew up in very different times. So it was a very true story for them in their time. Anyway, So I put it off. So when I talk about this, putting it off, this is absolutely no judgment or, anything like that. I put it off for 14 years before I actually launched it, which I think is hilarious. But also that was obviously really important for me as well, because, before studying nutrition, I was working in events, in marketing events, exhibitions, conferences, all those different things. And studied nutrition alongside that, and then just went into marketing full time from then on. So, combined, I've been doing marketing forever. But that going back into that marketing world is obviously now, this is where the inspired action comes in as well. It was like, well, I just kept getting this pull to go into these, like, go after one job, then another job and another job. And obviously now it's everything I help women with. So I help them with their burnout and recovery and the health side of things, as well as like either launching their businesses, changing it from a side hustle into a full-time job, or, getting some momentum and some growth going in a business that feels a little bit stagnant. That's really what I'm here to do. So obviously, if I launched my business then, I wouldn't have this really incredible experience that I've got from doing that further 14 years working in really huge businesses, getting incredible experience and learning from the best in the market, really. So I think it's kind of quite funny. It's like, well, I'm telling you to do it, but then also I didn't do it straight away, and it really paid off for me. But anyway, say you have been wanting to do this for quite a long time, you sat on it. I feel like this approaching the end of 2022 and this start of 2023, there's going to be people out there who are just so done with going into a job they don't enjoy, where they're not making a difference in the world, they're not transforming other people's lives, whatever it is that they really desire. Because obviously every job is necessary and every job has got its positives and is going to be right for the right people. It's just so often we're in the wrong jobs for us, if that makes sense. So I very vocally, say one day I may well go back into corporate full time. I'm not attached to having my own business for the rest of my life. But I know that if I do go back into corporate full time, it will be in a completely aligned business where I'm making a difference in people's lives in the way I want to make difference in people's lives. It'll be with a company that really aligns with my values and my beliefs and yeah, I could go on. I was about to start saying loads of other stuff. I'm going to roll it. I'm going to wrap it in because otherwise I'll be here all day. So anyway, downloaded this idea. I was like thinking, okay, we're coming to the end of the year. There's going to be people that are just like, I don't want to do this again. I just want to get going and I want to go all in. I want to commit. And at the time of recording this, I'll probably put it live the day after, but at the time of recording this, we are 103 days from Christmas and 110 days from 2023, which I think is absolutely crazy. So what's come through? So if you're familiar with my office, which you may or may not be, Fierce Feminine Ascension is like my highest touch container, and that is a 6 or 12 month commitment. And that is like my baby. I'm obsessed with it. And really the ethos behind Fierce Feminine Ascension is helping women ascend with feminine energetics without hustle force. It's having the masculine structures there that allow the business to like hold like money and the clients, it's the process, all that different thing, whilst you are flowy in feminine energetics and with the masculine strategy accompanying it. And it allows us to go through all seasons across that 6 to 12 months, because there's going to be times we're really in go mode and we're doing a lot, and then we're birthing offers, and then we need to just sit back and receive. And so we ride the waves across Fierce Feminine Ascension through the doing and then the receiving and being in the void a little bit as new ideas are coming through, and it's kind of holding you through everything that comes up when you times feel hard, you want to quit, etc. etc. What this new offering came through as, it's called Becoming. That is very much one season. It's a short-term container. It, at this time recording, is 90 days. In 2023, it might even be 60 days, but at this time recording, for this limited number of places that I've opened up for this, it's 90 days. And it's all about becoming the person and having the business that your soul truly desires. And it could be used by someone who's just feeling really stuck in their business, and they're like, oh, I just haven't been growing, and I need to drive loads of sales in Q4, and Lynda, I just want to go really hard with you for 90 days. Let's just like transform my business. But honestly, what it came through as this download was, it's for someone trapped in corporate that really wants to like get everything in place to walk away from their job in 2023 or change their side hustle into a full-time job in 2023. That's really what came through. But that could have just come through for one person, and you know, that there may be other people in my field that want to use it in different ways. Essentially, it's 90 days access to me, and it's 90 days solidly. So Fierce Feminine Ascension, we do our weekly calls, we do Vox Access 5 days a week. I take weekends off. We're back Monday to Friday. I take weekends off. This really clearly came through. It's 90 days, and it's 90 days. So it's 7 days a week. Voxer access. It's like any day something comes up, be able to jump in, run it past me, etc. And it can literally be from, I've just had an idea in my head, in the back of my mind. I'm trying to think of an example of like someone I'm not working with, because it's so easy to like pull on examples of clients I've already got or who've already said they want to come into becoming. And it's like, I'll try not to use one of theirs. But yeah, say someone wants to be I can't think of an example because I've got so many different clients do so many different things. It's so hard. But yeah, I've got this idea. I want to do this thing. Lynda, I don't know where to start. I don't really know who my ideal client is. I don't know what branding to look. I don't know what I want branding to look like. I don't know what platforms to use. I don't know what like offers are. I don't know what my pricing should be. I don't know. Like, I don't have a website. I don't like, you know, I don't even know my story. I don't know how I'm going to help. But like, it can literally be like that. We can literally do everything, you know, get everything set up, your email, your PR, you know, whatever it is that we want to do. Or it could be, I've had this side hustle, you know, like I've got stuff, but it's just not moving. I don't know how to make it full time. I just like my social media, I feel really stuck on. XYZ, I feel stuck on. Can you help me? So this is really what it is. I'm probably not getting to the point as quickly as I'd liked, but yeah, this is what's come through. It's called Becoming. It came through as this, it was just going to be this thing at the end of this year. If I really love it, it might stay next year. As I say, it may be 90 days, it may be 60 days. Whatever happens, the price will significantly increase. So if it stays as 90 days, the price is going to be double next year. Because if I see it as like a beta pricing, because it's the first time I run it. And I do this quite a lot, that first time I run things, it's like a beta price. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination you need to do that. You don't need to launch with beta pricing. You absolutely can launch with the price like that you see it, like the longer term price that you see it at. I quite often go with beta, but when I say that, it's still pricing that feels good to me. I never do anything like, oh, that feels yuck trading my time for this money. Like, it's still pricing that feels good. I just think for the transformation that people get, that it is worth way more. So I think it should be higher, but I always quite like to run things as a beta and get people's experience through from that first round before I kind of go it then with the next pricing. Anyway, going on a sidetrack as usual. So yeah, so it's just to let you know, like, this is out here. I've got limited spots for this offer. If you kind of like, actually, I want a longer term home, then, you know, obviously reach out. We can talk about Fierce Feminine Ascension, because they're completely different energies of containers. But whichever one you go with, even though I say this is like one season, it's the go season, it's not a burnout kind of way. You will still be working with your human design and your astrology. It'll all be about aligning to your soul, because that's absolutely what I do. And it'll still be working with energetic principles of, you know, manifestation, that kind of thing, whether we're in go season or whether you're doing the longer container with me. And something just dropped in, I was going to say, then let me just see if it comes back to me. I'm not sure if it's going to. Yeah, this is what happens when you just do these like downloads and you never have notes in front of you, which is what I do with all my podcasts. Yeah, let me just see, was there anything going to come in? I'm sure it's not important. So if you're interested in journeying this with me, please reach out. this is only going to run up to, I have no intention of working between Christmas and New Year. So it's a 90-day commitment. And so the last start date will be, just shy of 90 days ahead of Christmas. So I don't know what that date is off the top of my head, but as I say, I think we're about 102 days at the time of this recording going out. So you've only got about 10 days to fill in your application. And if I think we're a good fit, then get your deposit and get our first call in the diary. That's what I was going to say, sorry. So the very first kickoff is actually, we kick off with a 2-hour session. You get a Wealth by Design reading as your kickoff. So that's where we go deep into your astrology and human design, and we look at your gifts from a career business perspective. We're looking at your astrology and human design line of that, so I can teach how to live in line with your design and the gifts within your astrology. And after that, it's like weekly 1-hour calls, and like I say, 7 days a week Voxer, which I've never done with anybody before, but it just feels like the energy of the container is this like go. It's like, I'm awake, it's Saturday, I've got this incredible idea, Lynda. What do you think of it? Do you think I should do this? Or I've done some copy for my website. Can you quickly just come and have a look? Because I really want to press live on it. It's kind of that energy. It's like, I want to be available to you 7 days a week for this particular container. Which is why, another reason why I'm not sure if it'll stay forever, or if I do this, it'll be at certain times of the year. It certainly won't be something that's available 12 months a year, but it may be at certain times of the year when I'm in that sort of go energy as well. But yeah, I hope that all made sense. That like a random kind of chat. Please reach out if it's of interest, and if not, I will see you in all the places, chatting all the things, and speak to you soon.